Right. Hello, Capital Singers Reunion Committee people, or whatever we call ourselves. Um, we we are recording this conference call. There are two people that showed up. David Beal, as you might be able to see, is talking to you if you're watching this on a computer. And Russ Clark is the guy who appears a with a gray phone in the middle of his box here. And Russ and I have been spending the last 10 minutes catching up, and it's been very, very fun. Makes us both very anxious to get the whole group of us together and renew old friendships. Russ, do you want to say something before I launch into something?
Yeah, hi guys. We must make this happen. I feel uh, not just my desire to see you all again and hug your neck. I just feel something in my spirit that it really is important for this. And so, if we can in any way make it happen, I think it would be very important for us. So let's give it a shot. Okay?
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me be the secretary here of the group and give you a little bit of information. I heard, just yesterday, I passed invitations to all of you to attend this Zoom conference call. I did hear regrets from four of you, from Jeannie Dempster, Larry Petrie, Barbara Wagner, used to be Barbara Bergstrom, and Jean Williams. They were all involved in other things today and asked to be excused. I was pleased to hear from Larry that he passed the invitation over on to Patty Jepson, and Barbara passed the invitation on to Dorinda Vivek, who of course has a different last name. Is it Rendall, I think?
Rundle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I have this sweet text from Barbara that she sent this afternoon. I think I'll just read it because there's some information here that will launch our evening, I do believe. She says, I will be at church choir rehearsal this evening. And that was Jeannie Dempster's reason for not being on tonight as well. But we'll send, so aren't you grateful that they're still singing, right? But we'll send what info we have so far sometime today. Thanks. And then a little while later, Barbara says, David, I just spoke with Dorinda and Jerry and Betty Vivek. So those are names that will bring tears to your eyes. They are flexible this summer. June is bad for them and Dorinda, but early to mid-July would be good for them. He also said he should be able to get us a venue for cheap or free, so that's sweet news. Are we thinking he would direct us or just be an observer? Dorinda said she and Jerry have discussed these things at length over the years, so they have lots of ideas. And then she Dorinda's email and phone number. That is what I have so far. Good luck on the call tonight. So I think that that's a pretty sweet way to start. It kind of breaks us into the subject matter at hand as far as the when we can get together. Not only the specific weekend, because it seems like we need to aim for a weekend for people to be freer with their work and other commitments.
Mm-hmm.
But then also to think, is a Saturday enough? Do we want to go with how they do reunions at Capitol High School and do something on a Friday night with something again on Saturday? And so those are a couple of items related to when that we need to consider. Russ, what would be your impression as far as a Friday and a Saturday, or just a Saturday? Have you thought about it at all?
Yeah, I think that a Saturday would be not enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see us get together on a Friday evening and a Saturday. We could consume Friday night just getting to know each other again.
It's true.
And Saturday have a very casual picnic and a time just to sing together. Oh my!
Well, and I know the singing part's a big deal, isn't it? Those of us who have been in the Facebook group for the Capital Singers private group, I think that there are lots of us that would love to sing together again. And
Yeah.
I, I for one would love it. This is a question of Barb's that I just read. I would love it if Mr. Vivek directed us. I mean, how could you not
Hmm.
direct us?
No, that
Although,
has to. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
and Russ, of course, you could do it. You're a choral director and have been for ages and ages. But I think it would be so sweet to have Mr. V conducting
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
And
that isn't even up for debate.
and of course, we all have the same perfect voices that we had when we were 17 and 18 years old. No wobble, no vibrato, right? It's going to be perfect and just like it was.
Well, I'm still singing professionally, so
That's
I
nice.
I just I sang Les Mis last summer.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Not just a
so
casual
I
profession.
mean, pardon?
Not just a casual thing with you, then. That's wonderful.
No, in fact, I'm looking at retirement uh, from teaching next year and getting back into the full swing of things.
Wow, how fun.
Uh,
See, there is so much
so
to catch up on. This will be an amazing opportunity.
yeah.
So, so a couple of things are decided in this conference of two people that we'll go with the Friday evening something and a Saturday combination of things with the picnic and singing of one kind or another. As far as a venue for, and also that we want Mr. Vivek to be our director and lead us
Hmm.
some of the old favorites if we can find the music for those things. I can I can share um, this YouTube with Dorinda as well. She could share it with
Hmm.
her parents, and of course, when they are available, will be a huge thing as far as when we can schedule our gathering. So, Russ, I heard you
Right.
moan a little bit as far as June being bad for the Vivigs, and you had told me before we started recording that you are going to be out west in Idaho, as a matter of fact, in June. So that's kind of too bad. Um,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
you, and that's probably the only trip that you plan to make this summer out so far away from Texas where you live.
It is uh, July and early August are taken up with all state camps and choral directors um, conferences, and we're very busy um, the rest of the summer.
Okay.
But we can still plan and get everybody else together.
Well, and you know, it's like Scott Higginson said in our Facebook group several weeks ago that when you plan something like this, you can't, it's simply impossible to do it at a time when everybody can come. So
Exactly. Exactly. Well,
we'll just,
see, I'll be in Twin Falls. I can make a trip up and see whomever.
uh-huh.
Um, if and I can make those connections and try to meet some of the folks. It wouldn't be the same as a reunion, but at least I'd get to hug some necks.
Yeah, you could stop in Utah and we'd feed you dinner on your way up to Twin Falls. So,
If our flight stops there, that would be good.
oh, yes, I guess that's a better way of traveling if you're flying.
Well, it's
So,
36 hours driving,
oh boy, yeah, that's a lot.
and that's just the driving.
Hmm. Well, I think that as far as the when, I think we've got to rely heavily on discussions with the Vivigs, as we just said. I'm making some notes here.
Hmm.
And let's see where. And as far as the where, because we were going to talk about when, where, and how, the where,
Right.
it would be great if Mr. Vivek has something in mind that is cheap or free. I'd like to hear what.
Yeah, that would be something to go with right there.
I like this. Already we're just passing everything up to the Vivek, see, and Dorinda. So we're great. Oh, that's funny.
Hey, we're gonna have a get together. Would you plan it?
That's right. And as far as the how, Russ, I think that you gave also some fun options for the how. What would you do on the Friday night that we got together? Just get together in some place and snack and talk, right? That's
Yeah, yeah.
probably,
I mean, it'd be catch up time. It's been 40 years for most of us.
yes, it has.
I communicate on Facebook with you and Tommy and Scotty and some other folks, Barb, every once in a while, but that's not the same as sitting down and saying, okay, tell me about your life, and I think that's really important.
And we may even want to get kind of organized about it, where instead of people saying 20 different times what they're doing in their lives, maybe
Uh huh. Uh huh.
maybe everybody takes 5 minutes or something, depending upon how many.
That's what I'm thinking. You'd cover a lot more ground if
Yeah,
each person, and then you could break in and just you could break out and just socialize and sit and chit chat about whatever.
right.
Um,
And then you mentioned in one of your messages on Facebook that if there's some local folks that could put up as far as accommodations and put up in other ways to have people spend the night with them. That's a possibility where we would lean on Boise.
yeah.
Otherwise, we I'm sure can find places to stay.
Well, as far as a as far as a hotel, you're looking at probably a Thursday, Friday, Saturday evening, or it could be Friday and Saturday evening.
Hmm.
It wouldn't have to be too extensive.
Right.
So I mean, if it's a Motel 6 or the Hilton, I mean, wherever people want to stay, if they don't have relatives or friends with whom they can stay.
That's right. I think that will be probably the least of concerns because people
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
are pretty ingenious when it comes to figuring out those kinds of things.
Right.
And then on Saturday, when we sing, or even on Friday night, if we end up doing some spontaneous singing, it'd be nice to be in a place that would accommodate that. Not necessarily acoustically perfect, but just a place where you could plug in guitars and hear yourselves harmonize and stuff.
Right. I had mentioned a piano. Nowadays, electric piano. I'm sure. In fact, I know Dorinda has one. Jerry plays the bass. If there's a drummer, I mean, I'd love to get Tom Morgan involved in this. But if that's the case, Friday night wouldn't have to be too extensive. But Saturday, it'd really be nice to have some brief rehearsal and then just sing together.
I know. I think it would be really, really fun. Really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I should mention that in about another 5 minutes or something, we will see a little message flash across our screens that says that your free conference session is over. Because I haven't paid the money to have a professional version here at my house, but I think that,
and of course,
I think that we've probably talked about a few things, and I will YouTube this and send it on its way, and maybe from that we can get another conference call or just some more chatter going on. And I
right.
call Dorinda myself and see if if there's some things um, to learn about all that she knows about her folks and so forth. So this is
Well, being
probably
able to
probably good enough. Do you have some last words of wisdom, Russ, before we're kicked out of here?
You honor me, David. No, I just, again, I think it's something we need to do. And if I cannot be involved in it, that shouldn't, that's not a determining factor. I think we need to get as many people together as we can and show the Vivigs what an impact they had on our lives and how much we honor them. I can name 5 mentors in my life, men who had a very powerful impact on me, and Jerry's one of them.
Yeah,
so
one of a kind.
Yeah, I think that I think it's important to honor those who deserve honor, and this would be what a time of fellowship it would be, and being able to just tell him thanks. He and Betty. So, yeah, putting it on YouTube and being able to cover that many people with, in such a short amount of time, that would really be a wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm. Great. I think this time I will set up well, Dorinda's not on Facebook, I guess, but I can do hers on email, of course, and
okay, yeah.
We can include Patty Jepson as well. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just establish a little group of our subgroup that's on Facebook. Well, this is fun. I'm excited, Russ, to imagine how fun it'll be to have dozens of voices, familiar friends, and so forth together. And
oh man,
as fun as this has been for you and me tonight.
Wonderful. Well, it'll be this on steroids.
That's right. That's so great. Well, thank you, and thank you all.
Well, I'm glad you.
And I
was going to say, Dave, I'm glad you took the initiative and to do this. That's really, I'm happy if I can get a message out on Facebook. But thank you for doing this.
Well, and Scott Higginson was the guy that was the vision a couple of years ago, and it would be great to make it work because we're not getting younger, shall we say?
Yeah.
Kind of works that way. Well,
okay.
Enough for the good
keep
times.
Me in the loop.
All right. Yes, definitely.
Pardon?
Enough for the good times at the moment, I guess. But we will be in touch. Moving forward.
Okay. Thanks a bunch, David.
Thank you.
Blessings.
See ya. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Love you too, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.